Gottesman with eXp Realty. You obviously looked at the newsletter that I sent in the mail and found this URL where I have decided to personally do a market update video. I do these for my clients all the time for their, CMAs, and they absolutely love it. So I thought, hey, why not? Let's try it out. So I'm going to go ahead and go over what's happening in Gateway and then also just in Fort Myers as a whole. But the most important thing that I want to talk to you about is pricing strategy. I am watching so many homes come on the market way, way, way below the market value. And what's happening is people are using an old approach with looking at the last 3 sales to arrive at a value. And today, if you go out to buy a new car or a resale car, you'll notice that they are strictly going off of the lack of supply. So the cars are at a premium now. A car that I could have bought for my daughter 2 years ago is now $25,000 to $30,000 more for the same exact car. So there's no reason why we shouldn't be doing that in our market as well. So this is a very, very different approach. And certainly when our market stabilizes, it wouldn't be something that would work. But right now, there are so many people moving to our area with very, very little inventory to choose from. So I just wanted to impart that, and I will be giving you some examples of how this works. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the market analysis for Magnolia Lakes. So if we looked in Gateway, let's say pre-COVID, and we typed in the geo code for Gateway, which is GA01, in single family homes, there are only 8 homes on the market. This is just unprecedented. Today, it's just crazy. Yesterday, there were 9. Today, there are 8. So if we were to just decide whether we wanted to look at pool homes, there are 3 on the market. And let's just take a look at those. So these 3 specific homes, the first one is in Pinecrest. It's for a 2,400 square foot home, 6 days on the market, listed at $655,000. The least expensive pool home yesterday was $599, and that was for a 2,100 square foot home in Daniels Preserve. Okay, so let's say we want to look at non-pool homes, that would leave us with 5 homes on the market. And these homes start at $505,000 for a 2,900 square foot home and goes up to $849 for a home that's been on the market for 78 days, kind of shooting for the moon price. Not sure that they're going to get it, but at 2,433 square feet, hope they do get it. Who knows? In this market, they might. So one of the things about our market is that people may not want to just be in Gateway. They may just want to be somewhere in Southwest Florida. So we know that as we go farther south, like to Estero and to Bonita, things get more pricey. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say, let's just say someone wants to buy a home in Fort Myers and they want to be in a gated community. They don't necessarily need to be in Gateway. But they do want a gated community or a community, with a homeowners association. And so that leaves us with 47 homes on the market. And I want to take out a couple of carriage homes. So let's take a look at that. So the least expensive home in all of Fort Myers with a gated or HOA is listed at $405,000. And that's way out in East Fort Myers, out by Riverdale, by Veranda, if you will. And that's going to cost $405,000. So not really a comp for our location because we have a premium location here. Then we have Central Fort Myers, Colonial, like Veronica Schumacher area, $439,000. And then we've got a home that's been listed for 30 days in Botanica Lakes for $444,000. The first property, obviously, in Gateway is 505, and that's for a 2,900 square foot home in Stony Brook. So you can see that the entry point for our pricing for a single family home, it's going to vary obviously by whether you have a new roof, new AC system, if you've had a full renovation, and some other things that I'm going to point out to you in just a little bit. So let's do the same thing with the pool in case you have a swimming pool in your community. And so this takes us to The least expensive home being in Parker Lakes, and that is at 450. That's for a 1,600 square foot home with 2 bedrooms and a den. And then we go up to Colonial Country Club and Pelican Preserve. Those are in the 594 range. And then we're looking at Veranda at 598. And from there we go higher and higher. Okay, and again, now the least expensive pool home in Gateway right now is at 799. So pretty crazy numbers. So the important thing to take note right now is our inventory levels in Gateway. And I think if you remember, the number is, I think, 9 total listings. Okay, 9. And let me take this stuff out here. And so the important thing about inventory levels is that we want to make sure, actually it's 6 single family homes and a total altogether of 10 total listings, including villas and condos and townhomes. Okay. So April 26th, I'm now recording this video. There's 10 listings on the market. What's important for you to keep track of is looking to see how much inventory is creeping on the market. So as we start to see 20 listings, 30 listings, you bet that all of your neighbors that have been trying to time the market are going to start to sell. And what will happen is once there's a lot of properties on the market, then there's fear, and then people start to drop their prices, and then we start going back into a buyer's market. So right now we have a very, very sturdy seller's market. Okay, so one of the things that I want to cover now is talking to you about the pricing structure. And I am going to now turn this over to a recorded video that I made for all of my communities so that you can watch this to understand fully what this means. So one of the things about our market right now is that there is no inventory. So whatever type of home you have, you want to kind of go outside your community and look in Fort Myers as a whole. And that's kind of how I price, that's how I price out my listings. And I'm going to give you some examples of that right now. So I'm going to start with this first example. And this is in my own community where I live. So you'll notice that there's 4 listings here with the same floor plan. Okay. They were all sold within 5 months of each other. And the 2 top sold at $450 and $479. The bottom 2 sold for $680 and $725. And it is my opinion that these 2 homes that sold for much less money were sold based on previous comps that were sold in the market rather than the lack of supply that's driving up the pricing. So when I listed both of these homes, I looked to see where somebody could enter in this price point for this big 5-bedroom house with a 3-car garage and a swimming pool. And that number was at $675. We got $680 for this one for $699, and we ended up getting $725. Okay, so that's just one example. On this specific one here, this is another example in another community that I sell in, and it's called Marina Bay. And this particular home we listed for $599. Okay, this is a Lennox model. It sold for $626, so it's $27,000 over list price. Sold in April, in July. And you can tell that we worked with the sellers and we staged their home to make it look like, they walked into a builder model. Changed the color scheme in the house. Used a lot of their own furniture, but really staged the home to make it appeal to the masses. Okay. So what's interesting about this particular property is that just 5 months earlier, this house right here sold for $467. So mine sold for $626. This one sold for $467. This one took 151 days to sell. It's the same floor plan, same community, same side of the street, same everything. And this house just looked a little bit differently. So nothing wrong specifically with this listing. It's just it had very unique,
a unique feel and unique design. And people, people walked in and it may not have appealed to them. So what we try to do with our free staging is appeal to the masses, make the home very marketable so that everybody will love it. Okay. Now, a lot of agents will tell you that staging does not matter in our market, but I have 3 listings in here that sold, and the rest are not mine. And you will notice that every single listing sold for less than list price. You can see all of these listings took a long time to sell, whereas mine, 3 days, 2 days, and 21 days over the holiday. And the reason for that is because of, obviously, we put together a really beautiful a beautiful package, great marketing, video, drone footage, all of that, so that our clients, it brings the most discerning buyer into your home. So this listing sold at $444. It was listed. It sold for $439. Again, $475 to $467, $511 to $508, and so on. And you'll note that our listing, $599, sold at $626. Another at $649 sold for $680. And over the holidays, we sold another Lennox at $805, top of market sale. And that list price was at $800. So the staging does in fact matter. And, we work with anybody. People freak out thinking that staging is a big hassle, and it's really not. So if that is a concern, just, let me know. We can talk about it. But a lot of times we use our clients' furniture and just kind of reappropriate things and change the look of the house. Okay. And then lastly, I want to show off this listing. This is a beautiful listing. We sold this one listed at $599 on Essex Square in Hampton Park. Got an offer at $650, so $51,000 over list price. Plus, the customer allowed the sellers to stay in the house for up to 3 months while their house was being built. And we sold this in one day. They were like, "Okay, we're putting this offer in, but you have to take it off the market and sell it to us," because they so wanted this home. And one of the things that we really pride ourselves in is the photography. We partner with the best of the best in the photography and videography of the home. We will do, night shots. We do, beautiful sunset shots so that it just sells the lifestyle. And a fun thing here is if you look at, let's see, where is it? Right here. This is the before and after of this home. So even though this was a really nice house, it just makes such a difference when we stage and the way that we do our marketing. So that's the office. So I think you get the idea. And then lastly, if you are in the market to sell your home and you want to take a look at, like my resume, you can Google Zillow and my name, or any agent's name for that matter. You can get to know us a little bit through Zillow's profile. Here it shows that I've sold 55 homes in the last 12 months. It shows my designations, a little bit about me, tells you a little bit about my listings and what I've sold. And I did a nice little video about Gateway. And then here it tells you about, the transaction itself. So whether I represented the buyer or the seller. And then reviews. I have tons and tons of reviews from my happy customers, which I think speaks, volumes to the kind of work that we do. I have people, during COVID, they had their masks on and they ran up to me and gave me a big hug at Home Goods and said, "Oh my God, I can't believe you sold my house for that much money." And I said, "Who are you?" And they had to take their mask off. So we have a lot of happy customers. And obviously, the intention of doing this video is so that I can showcase this for you so that you can get top dollar, because there's no reason why you should have anybody coming in, putting a sign in the yard and taking photos with their iPhone. It's just, when you can get all of these things for free. Lastly, I'm going to show you this. So if you go to yourstagingagent.com, that is my YouTube, it goes to my YouTube channel, and there's a video here of a home that I from start to finish. It's a home for a client of mine in Canada, and he couldn't come here because of COVID. Basically, he asked me to put a value on his house, which was at $450 at the time, as is. He gave me $60,000, so we kind of contracted a bunch of different things to be done to the house. But if you watch this video, you'll see the beginning and the end. And at the very end of the day, we sold his house for $680,000. So needless to say, he was really, really happy with that. So I'm going to leave you with all of that. I will be updating this URL once a month. So please let me know if there's anything that any questions that you have, or if you'd like to do a more in-depth evaluation of your own property. I'm happy to do that for you. And I think that's it for now. So have a great day, and thank you for stopping by. Talk to you soon.